Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Campman. Once again, hoping everybody's staying safe, Albert. Best wishes and for great health to our viewers. We're obviously hunkered down here trying to do our best at a time, Albert, that I don't think any of us has ever experienced or would hope to experience again.
Yeah, good way to kick off the day, George. There's no question about that. That when you are into the sports world, which we are, and everything is down, it is not so easy to deal with. But we do have some local sports that not so much going on, but what has happened. And we'll start with YSU. All the basketball summer camps have been canceled. All the volleyball camps have been canceled. They're going to try to reschedule, but nope. Everything's taken out, George, and all the payments will be refunded. Those kids are looking forward to that. And
let's talk about camps a little bit. We spent our life
doing camps,
doing camps, hosting camps, both competition and individual skill. Kids waiting for this. Local kids get into the, bigly, and just, it's a time of, we've spoken at their camps.
Yeah, my grandsons were there at their camp last year.
Yeah. I mean, they look forward to that. That's a big deal.
Yeah, camps are a way of getting kids interested in your campus. If they're really great players or seniors or juniors, there's also a way of adding to the community when you get the young kids involved and you invite them back to games and they get a chance to see a YSU game. And I think Coach Calhoun's done a great job of doing that. That he's come out, been great with the media, been great in the community, selling his program, and right now everything's on hold. They're trying to figure out what to do, and I think they will figure it out. But George and I, as he said, we run camps forever, and the competition involved in the camp's important, but more importantly is the learning and the listening skills that you develop when you go to a basketball camp.
Yeah, and the volleyball the same. I've gotten to be the biggest volleyball.
Yes, you have.
I liked it before. I've done some on TV the last 3-4 years, and I'll tell you what, I love it now. I catch myself on that Big Ten channel. That women's volleyball, that's second to none. I mean, and then of course I like the softball, but everything lost the entire spring. These kids have been granted another year. Let's talk about that a little bit. These kids have been granted another year from the NCAA, but if you listen to Barry Alvarez, thanks but no thanks.
Yeah, Wisconsin said, move on with your life, and we're not taking anybody back. Other schools are dealing with it differently. It's going to be interesting how they handle the scholarship part of it, how the money is handed out, what's going on there. I know they're working daily, trying to figure out how to deal with these spring sports.
Could it be a demise of the non-revenues if there's no football in the fall or spring?
It will happen. It will happen. It will be demise.
In Title IX, because of the fact there's so many people in the football team, men's sports will suffer the most.
Yeah, the money made of football is past our thought process. From the stands being filled up, from the TV money, George.
Parking.
Yes.
Concessions.
Right down the line, huh?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, these guys are in there. You get some high
How much money did LSU making last year?
What, $54 million after they paid for everything.
Right.
They get 30-something from the SEC, plus what in that bowl game, they got two of the stinking 4 teams at $18 million per. They got 8-9 teams in bowls. They're sharing that money.
Yeah, they share it.
Yeah,
people don't know that.
Yeah.
That money is shared, so Rutgers and the Big Ten is hoping everybody does well.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised of Wisconsin's response? Because I'm hearing Sandy Barber at Penn State is going to do exactly the opposite and welcome them all back. Barry
Alvarez has always danced a different beat. And if I interviewed him right now, he'd have a reason for it. I don't know if it's a special thing at Wisconsin.
Well, they were in the Rose Bowl last year. It's not like they're hurting for cash.
No, they're very good. So I don't know what the reason is. But he's one of the most well-respected ADs in the country. So I would think it surprises me, but he'd have a good reason for doing it.
One more thing, and then we'll jump to this YSU bowling program that's done quite well. I was reading something the other day, something I hadn't given any thought to, but since we always have a local segment in either high school or YSU or a combination thereof, I was reading in my paper, the senior projects never got finished. Things like that we never give a thought to.
The academic part, yeah. Oh no, the academic part is going on right now. I talk to the teachers and I try to ask them questions. Many of the schools are going pass fail because some kids can't get on the computer. Or you fail a kid.
Yeah, you don't have a computer.
Yeah.
Like the other day, Pittsburgh, they hadn't started yet. They've been out 5 weeks.
Right. So every place has their own academic technology problems that don't fit in some of the
schools. Let's switch this to YSU recruiting. All of a sudden, the core curriculum, the 10 core courses, become more important because there are no test scores. These kids didn't get to take their tests, good or bad.
Yeah, for some kids are happy. For other kids, no. I was counting on those tests. So it's so my score's not so good.
If you screwed around in 3 years in high school,
those kids have done that.
You're getting it. Let's say the other day I hear this guy doesn't know where he's going yet. You know me, when it gets to be April and you don't know where you're going.
You're not going anywhere.
I know where you're going.
Yes, in the wrong direction.
You're playing for the YMCA League, the 9 o'clock game against RC Cola.
Yeah, you need to have a good plan in place, especially now with what's happened this epidemic. If you don't have a good plan, you're not going to end up. You better have highlight tapes made.
Yeah.
You better have your guidance counselors doing some work for you with regards to their core.
And while we're at that, let's take that a step further. These kids, they're waiting around. The colleges are in the same boat. They're not in great shape financially.
No, oh, jeez.
These little schools around here,
Tough.
President's Conference, for example.
Tough.
In Teal, they only have 700 students. 1/7 of the stinking school is on the football team.
Yeah, and that's why football's so important there. They fill the beds up. When you fill the beds up,
good word.
It becomes an academic.
That's a perfect term, fill the beds.
They combine academic and athletic. Let's go to athletic here at YSU. It's really important that we always try to honor those that have done something special. And Doug Kaburski at YSU has been named the Coach of the Year, Division One Coach of the Year. That is an amazing honor. Congratulations, Coach Doug. He came from, he was named the Southland Bowling League Coach of the Year just 2 weeks ago. And he's the first national player Coach of the Year in any sport at YSU since Jim Tressel in 1997. So congratulations, Coach Kaburski. Bowling does not get a lot of ink, but people around the nation who are part of the National 10-Pin Coach Association recognize you as number one.
And females, I was watching the national championship, believe it or not, on TV. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
Watching
this time of year, yes.
And I'm watching. The women haven't come, but the men, the pro men, the two-handers. I watched the women there. They were not using two.
They weren't?
But, man, the guys are.
Yeah, it's changed.
They got that thing spinning 1 trillion miles an hour.
Yep. They always come up with different ways to skin a cat.
Remember when you were a kid, you never heard of that.
It was all that.
Did you ever imagine someone would be spinning it with two hands?
No. So we see changes in every sport every day.
There's your change.
And there's one in bowling. Yep.
And these guys, the pin action.
Yes.
I used to hit that thing and it would blop.
That's everything.
Like 4 of them bone, 6 of them will stay up. And these dudes, those things are whipping around, bouncing off the back. I'm thinking, that's the way to do it.
That is the proper way to do it. That's how you know a good bowler, George.
No, I was
yes.
They didn't fear me at the Holiday Bowl. When I come in the Holiday Bowl, nobody thought,
here comes George.
Nah. Same within the pool hall there. I lost more than my share. 9 ball. Let's talk NFL draft. It's the biggest thing going. Last year, 600,000 on hand live. This year, everything's virtual, whatever the terminology is for they're going to be at everybody's place, everybody spread out. Here's my question to you. When it's all stripped away, can he play or can he not? Will he show up every down? That's what I want to know. Who's this stud? Oh, Jadeveon Clown. Yeah, he plays about 1 out of 6 plays. I don't want that.
And we called that one. When we talk about our draft, we're never like the
That's really
normal
no.
people that see something like they do. We called Clowney out. We said, hey, if you want a guy that's going to put sensational play on the board every 10 plays, that's him.
They're still talking about him when against Mission. The kid never got the handoff. I know it was how he snatched it. Yeah. I get it. But the kid never got the handoff.
Right now, nobody was signing him. So that's what I'll say. Well, if he was as good as he thinks he is, or what people say he is, he doesn't practice. If you don't, and therefore it leads into games as being inconsistent. He could dominate one game. You'd say he's the greatest.
You know what else, too? I want to take a step further. Human nature. You're a little sore today. Your shins are barking.
That's when you find out.
Your hammy's sore.
Right.
And you look over, and he's at Sibby's. And you're like, oh, you know what? That's not good for the team. I don't care.
Oh, no.
I don't care what they say.
That's why they're not signing.
Bad for the team.
Yeah, and if he showed up every game and played out of his mind, they wouldn't care he practiced.
No.
But he doesn't. He doesn't show up every game either.
Didn't the Pittsburgh, they give the Wednesday off to the vets, right?
Yes.
So they only practice Thursday.
Most schools, most teams do it.
So it's not that big a deal.
No.
All right, let me ask you this. I'm reading about this dude from Utah State.
Jordan Love.
Climbing up the draft board. I'm thinking, man, that's a nice board to climb up. But I saw him throw all the other team during the year.
You know, we go totally by the game film. We have no idea what they score in their IQ test. We have no idea what they've done in the classroom.
What Billy Bean say? They told him that catcher had a little belly. And they said, Billy, he said, you want him to model underwear or hit a baseball? Do you want the dude to play quarterback or jump up on the table?
Yes. I don't know how somebody can move up the ladder at this time of year.
Yeah.
What could they see differently
That's
right
48
now?
game films.
Yes. I would have just studied all that. I went back in high school, got his game film in high school. I did everything I could and say, man, I just know that Jordan Love throws the ball to the other team.
Talk to his teammates.
He
What
throws
was he like when you were down 7 and got the ball with 3 minutes?
I want to see that too.
Was that huddle confident? Was that huddle all in, or were they like, oh, we know what Jordan's going to do?
Yeah, so there's ways to find out through game film,
Right.
through talking to guidance counselors,
Right.
through talking to all the coaches ever had. Then, what could he do right now to move up the ladder, George? I don't know. I like to ask somebody that question. What made him climb the ladder when there's no game?
Now, let's say this. I think we talked about it previously. The thirst for a quarterback.
Yes,
In other words, it can set you for 10 years
It's
or
everything.
set you back for 7.
It does, and they're all looking for that right now. They're right, the Baltimore hit it.
No.
Baltimore. He wasn't thought he was the best quarterback coming out that year.
Yeah, I loved him.
And George loved Jackson.
I don't know why. I've seen guys run fast. Then I've seen him. And see, the thing that he got the bad rap on, I thought, was they tend to think if you can run, well, you can't pass.
Right.
I remember I'm getting interviewed once in a school board lady. She says something about academics. I said, ma'am, why can't they both be good?
Why can't they both be good?
Yeah. Same with this kid. Just because Jackson can run, does that mean he can't pass?
No, not at all.
And he proved it. Rookie player of the year.
Yes. So you try and hit that quarterback. Baltimore hit on it. So now every team in this year's draft is trying to hit on that quarterback. And one of the guys that I think that they're missing on as a guy who's a slash type guy is a local kid.
Yeah.
Lid Bowden is from Warren Harding, and
he's a winner.
Yeah, he's always comes through with big plays. Now he went to Kentucky and they moved him to receiver. I can understand that. But the quarterbacks get hurt, so guess what? They bring him in the quarterback.
Yeah,
and he takes over the SEC. He dominates. I just think he's one of those guys that he's had some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him in that game, on the bowl game.
He poked a guy before the game. He'd give him a left. I watched it. Guy got in his face. He was done talking. Key was
game
Stoops turned his back and said, well, the refs weren't out there. He's going to win the game. Translation. We're going to win if he plays, lose if he doesn't.
Yes.
There's your choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a bunch of buddies. There's one that works at our radio station. He's been in the exact position. If you let this kid go, you're going to win. If you put up with him, okay. But the side of it is what he's doing to you off the floor and what he's doing, the perception of your program.
Yeah, we got an interview that said an NFL coach said there's only two people in the pros. a guy that
It was interesting, and I
that
agree.
was that guy that is just a beast. That can he's so different.
Warren Sapp,
Warren
6
Sapp.
foot, dunked the ball flat-footed in flip-flops under the basket.
And you can
300
put up
pounds.
and you can put up with his antics.
Yeah.
But the other one is the guy that's early to the meeting, studies every playbook, practices hard every day. Those are the only two types that make it.
Oh, I got a quick one good
Yes.
for you. Baker Mayfield's first year. He's there, and Hugh Jackson said, "Hey, Bake, call him Bake." He says, "Bake." He said, "What's up?" He said, I said, Hoyer, whoever was back. Or no, it's a kid that's at San Diego. He's there. Yeah, Tyrod Taylor. And he says, "What's up, Bake?" He goes, "Oh, Tyrod." He goes, "Where's Tyrod?" He said, "Time Tyrod come in." Mayfield guy, he was here at 6. And he says, "That's his routine." Jackson looks at him and goes, "Hey, Bake, what's your routine?"
Right.
He didn't get it.
No, he didn't. Still hasn't got it.
Still hasn't got it.
Still hasn't got it. That's. But he's one of those guys that were trying to find a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the number 1 pick, and hopefully that
He's good, but he's not a number 1 pick.
Hopefully he'll end up being a Cleveland savior.
Mm-hmm.
But right now he has not done that.
Good point.
This year's drafts, one of the things that we marked down was it's a deep draft, so you can get some great players in the second, third, fourth.
Would you go backwards? I think
yes, I would.
You
definitely.
would go back. That's the Belichick staple.
He's done it forever. Belichick did it, and Jimmy Johnson was the first guy to do it at Dallas. That if you have a draft that's deep, why just take one when you get 4 great players? So trade once, trade twice, and all of a sudden you got 4 picks for the price of 2.
The antithesis of Pittsburgh, 1 in 100.
Yes,
They're behind the 8 ball. That's okay if you went all in and you won the Super Bowl. I remember when the Pirates were good, and I'd say to you, let's
Can't
go
win
over
everything.
our chance. We can all win everything with this team.
yeah. If you win everything, you go all in. But they are not crying though
Because Minka was that good.
Minka was that good.
He made
yes.
the defense.
Yeah,
good,
so
didn't he?
I don't think there's anybody in the NFL
Okay.
draft right now that's going to make.
Let's
the
talk
same
about
difference
2
like that.
holder. We got 2 guys, men without a country, both of whom are top 20.
for sure.
Jameis Winston,
And Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
They're better.
I love
They're
Cam
better.
Newton.
They're better.
See, I love Cam Newton. He didn't have receivers at Carolina. By the way, that McCaffrey contract, that was a running back deluxe. But once again, he's a 1,000-yard receiver.
He's a receiver.
Yeah,
yes.
okay, so it's different.
Yeah. But Jameis Winston and Cam Newton are better than all the guys in the draft. So if you want a quarterback, go get an offensive lineman in the draft and go sign one of those 2 guys. Get them on your page. Get them to know what's going on. And all of a sudden you have a nice team.
Okay, I had a question for Al Campman, the general manager. Couldn't bring him in this year. Couldn't get up close. Rooney said he'd like to get those trouble guys in the chair, make them squirm a little bit.
Yeah,
and find out we lost all that. Do you think Newton and Winston both would have teams in a regular year? Or is the salary precluded?
I don't know what's going on there. They're both blackballed right now. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe they're trying to get them cheap. I don't know. It's because
so you can't tell they're not better than 10 of them.
Yes. I know they are.
Dolphins, Chargers, Bears.
Go right down the line.
I got 3 already without even thinking.
Yeah, when you watch these 2 guys play, one threw for 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
The other one took a team to the Super Bowl. Now Cam has to be healthy.
Yeah.
So maybe reports come back and say, no, he's not healthy.
Well, I saw him lifted. Jesus, he's a linebacker.
No, he's huge. He's always been huge.
He's a linebacker.
But those 2 guys we love that somebody should sign.
Okay.
They're both like
most important team in the draft. I know who you're going to say.
Yeah, we truly believe that the team is on the uprise major that has signed 1 million defensive players that make their defense very good, and that's the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins need to hit this draft win the offense. They need to hit the one quarterback that might make it. I don't know who it's going to be. I would take Tua and hope the offensive line block for him. But Miami has to hit this draft big. If they do, they'll be a good team for the next 5 years.
Would you be willing to take Tua and let Fitzpatrick play 1 more year to make sure Tua is 110%?
Oh, that'd be my plan. That'd be my plan for sure.
Without doubt.
Yeah, that's why Miami can do that. He's already proved he can win some games for you. Yeah, and he'll teach to all the ropes, to all that's going on.
Harvard grad.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with a Harvard grad. We have a buddy whose son played with him.
Yep. So the Dolphins, are the team that we're going to watch in the draft. If they have a great draft, but they have a lot of picks too.
Oh, absolutely. They have cap room.
Uh-huh.
I know you like this guy, Isaiah Simmons. Talk about
Well,
him.
guys, if you're watching the draft, the guy who's going to turn the draft around is Isaiah Simmons. He's the best player in the draft. Clemson made Clemson who they are. He's the guy you circle at Clemson. Say, how do they win so many games? He's the one who brought everything to their team. He can play every position at a all-pro at a caliber. You can move him around, which is today's what Belichick started doing, playing guys at multiple positions. That is Isaiah Simmons. He'll go to the top 6 picks. Whoever gets him is going to change their team all around. No question about it.
Hey, a trade. Draft night trades happen, and you see one coming on the horizon. Is it an addition by subtraction for the Browns?
In our mind, it is.
But we're not Beckham guys, so we'll be honest.
Yeah, Jordan, you've talked about it many times.
Yeah.
They catch those one-handers.
Yes. In warm-ups, especially. They don't count.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, game time, he has 2 catches for 18 yards. And then he held a game for 11 for 300. It's consistency. And it's hard to deal with him when he's screaming in the huddle, when he's at practice, not doing what he's supposed to do.
Come get me to the other team.
Yeah, come get me to the other team. So I know the Vikings want him badly. I think if you throw a second-round pick in 1 year and a second round the next year, you can get him. See what the Browns are willing to take. But I think that's the trade has to be made. Beckham is not going to fit in at Cleveland. He just is too selfish.
How about your sleeper? You have a sleeper from Notre Dame. One good thing about our viewers in Ohio, we got a lot of Notre Dame fans. They're going to love this.
Yeah, and Notre Dame fans are all around the country have watched this guy last year dominate. Chase Claypool at wide receiver. It just happens that this draft is the deepest in wide receiver in a long time.
Now, let me ask you, is that the result of everyone throwing the ball every play?
Yeah. The great high school players in the past would play running back. Not anymore. The great high school players are moving to wide receiver because the game has turned to a passing league. Even high schools turn into a passing opens league. Chase Claypool fits the different. He's big, 6'4" big. He's a little different. He can run patterns, come out of he's quick out of his patterns from his size. Had his speed come up big in his trial camps. I think he came from Canada also, so he has great learning still ahead of him. Somebody's going to get Chase Claypool and get the steal of the wide receiver.
And you have a sleeper tight end, not from a big time program, but played for a big name coach.
Yes. When you go to Florida Atlantic and you play for Lane Kiffin, you have a chance to get the balls thrown to you. I've watched every tight end list. He's rated no higher than 7th on anybody else's list. They're making a mistake. He's the best tight end in football. 1,000-yard receiver, runs perfect patterns, has good speed, can block, and has the best hands in the draft. That's Harrison Bryant from Florida Atlantic. Mark it down. That's how good he's going to be. Also, a line from Ohio State.
Sleeper.
Yeah, see, they have so many great players that you forget about Jonah Jackson. He transferred in from Rutgers, George. So you know right away that when you come to Rutgers, you're not thought of very high.
It's a graveyard. It's the Orbizonia.
Yeah, it is. Who's come from Rutgers?
Football. Nobody.
Well, he stepped in and started right away.
So what's that tell you?
For Ohio State, he's a stud. Somebody's going to get him in the 4th, 3rd, 5th round and be very pleased. Going to be a plug-in player for you. That's Jonah Jackson. Tanner Muse from Clemson. Listen, he started 3 years at Clemson. Don't just come in and start. Guys have to wait their turns at Clemson.
Yes.
He's a 6'2", 225 safety that can run and hit. Makes plays. I think he had 4 or 5 interceptions for the team. Broke up 5 passes. Just a guy that you in this weak safety class, and it is a weak safety class. Why can't you take him in the 5th round and get somebody who's as good who's in the 2nd round? That's Tanner Muse. Let's look at some of the players, George.
How about this word? I saw the word stud by this guy, Chase Young. Do we need to say? I heard a guy the other day was saying they were at a practice or something. Or maybe the day before, where they let the press in. He said he looked over. He said there was a monster over there. He said, "Do you see the size of this guy?"
Yeah, that is not one of our sleepers. This is one of the best players in the draft.
He's Stud.
Yeah, we're talking about Chase Young. He's the best. He's the best defensive lineman in the draft, hands down. He'll be the second or third player drafted. So that one was not hard to say. Isaiah Simmons, I already mentioned him as the best player in the draft. He can rush the passer. He can cover anybody out of the backfield. He can fill holes on in the running game. Sideline to sideline speed. Jeff Okudah from Ohio State. Everybody has him ranked number 1.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit. I've seen his name up very high.
Oh no, he's going to go high.
We have him high, but you have somebody you like better.
I
We
like-
got about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's
I like C.J. Henderson better. There's no question about that. I think he has the speed and size of the NFL. He looks like an elite quarterback. I like guys that have recovery speed because somewhere along the line they're going to beat you. He's going to catch up. He's just one of those guys at Florida that late in the year was covering and taking out the best receivers in the SEC. So he's played against great competition. He's ready for that. We've already talked about Tanner Muse at Clemson. Going back to on the offensive side of the ball, quarterback that I really like, that is the modern day quarterback, is Jalen Hurd. And he comes out of Oklahoma. They've done the job there with regards to making quarterbacks going high in the draft. He is a guy I like more because of his humility. I like how strong he is. I know he won't get hurt.
I've seen him on the leg
geez,
weights.
yes.
He's on the leg weights. He's stronger than a linebacker.
Yeah, and the modern game is looking for a guy that is elusive. That's who's winning championships. That's Mahomes. That's Jackson. That's what Hurts gives you. I think he'd be a great fit for Miami to play behind. They're going to take Tua. I'm hoping the Steelers or Browns get him. I'm hoping a local team gets lucky and gets Hurts because they're going to get somebody who really can play, but also understands that the team comes first.
About a minute and a half left. Our boy Swifty, if he's up there, you grab him because he can catch.
Yes. In the pro game and with the running back, they all can run. I mean, Williams could have been the MVP for Kansas City, and he wasn't even drafted. There's a million guys running back that you can get who can run with the football, but who can catch it? And that's DeAndre Swift from Georgia. He'll be a three down player, excuse me. He'll be able to play on third down and make big plays in the passing game. I really like him. And his teammate from Georgia, Andrew Thomas, is a guy I think the Browns have to get. The Browns need offensive line, George, to protect Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, it's easier to pass when you're not in your rear.
Yeah, it's the truth. And guys, that the teams that are coming on strong in the pros, Miami and Indianapolis, Tennessee, all have really good offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I go that way. The best receiver in the draft. They're talking about Lamb. They're talking about Ruggs. I'll stick with the guy that stands out every game, and that's Jerry Jeudy.
2 guys on him every game.
Yes, he double team. He beats the double team.
Mm-hmm.
Can't catch him from behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be the offensive rookie of the year next year. He's the guy that's easiest to plug in of all the players in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that can plug in the fastest. It'll be interesting this week when we see the draft, George. We'll keep track of what we said.
We will.
I'm hoping you keep track
of
of
what
you
do the same.
Exactly.
Stay safe, please. Stay safe. We're looking forward to seeing you in future weeks. We're going to be back at some time, bigger and better than ever. Please stay safe and enjoy the draft. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk.